Hey, happy Friday. How's everybody doing? Start sounding off. Let us know who's coming in and who's here. And hope you guys had a good week. We had a pretty good week. We didn't do too bad around here. Let's start it off right and let's have a drink. How's everybody doing? Gordon Walker, how's it going, brother? Mm, Torp made it. What's going on,
Hey,
Torp? How you
Torp.
doing, buddy? Hope everything's all right up there in the north. I know that it's still a little cold around here. I'll tell you that.
Wasn't too bad today. It was in the 40s.
Well, it did make it up into the 40s today, but I'm telling you guys, the wind is brutal this year. We were just talking about it. You gonna make a liar out of me, hun?
Oh my God. I didn't even wear a jacket to work.
You said that it was cold because of the wind, and you said you don't remember it
And
being
went
this.
through, I had the fan on because I was hot. Hey, Robbie.
Hey, Robbie, how you doing, buddy?
He Torp said
40.
40s would be nice.
Hey, I guess it would. I
Hey,
can't
Paul
take the
White.
cold no more, man. That wind hits me, it's over. Yo, Paul White, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother? Kevin L made it. What's
Hey,
going on, man?
Kevin.
How you doing, buddy?
Hey,
Whoa, there's Rick.
PSS.
What's happening, Rick?
There you go. Rick's got some good
Yeah, that's nice, Rick. That's real
temperatures.
nice. Yo, what's going on?
Hey,
David
David
Soloway. How you
Soloway.
doing, brother? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you, man. That ain't bad, Rick. I tell you, I miss that. I'm about ready for some, man. I'll tell you. We're close. We're going to start getting some real nice days. I know it's coming up. We got about 2 weeks. 2 more weeks of unpredictability, and then things start to get predictable. I do got to go out and start the car. That car hasn't been running. Man, I want to say, was it November? November, maybe. I should go out and try to start the gasser. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. I don't know. Kim said it's supposed to snow. Is it tomorrow? It's snowing.
Yes.
Early or late?
In the afternoon.
Yeah. So we got the morning. We can mess
Hey,
around.
one. Robbie wants to know, did you ever get the pictures of his SSR?
I did not, Robbie. I don't know. It's weird. Sometimes when you send me an email, it comes and sometimes it doesn't. Are you sending it a different way? No, I did not get anything from you, bud.
Oh, Robbie had 81 there.
Oh man, that's nice. You guys
Hey,
are.
Andy's doghouse.
Yo, Andy's doghouse made it. How you doing, brother? How's the Buick going, man? Thanks for coming in, friend. Mm.
I saw your dog pictures, Robbie. The
What
dog
about?
picture came through.
Yeah, the dog pictures in the snow came right through. What's going on? What's going on with the car with the 55, Rick? The that you got off of Michael. Is the body man still working on it, or have you got that back? I
That's
hadn't talked to
weird,
you in a
Robbie.
couple weeks either.
Hey, Gordon Walker.
Yo, see, Gordon's is cold. He's in Michigan though.
Yeah, he got ice.
Well, it isn't quite summer yet, so you still all right. You might have to go break it out pretty soon though. You're going to need to have that tool around in the summer. That was the whole idea, having something to tool around in.
Andy, I'm having trouble getting motivated to do anything too.
I still been like looking around on marketplace and stuff. That I was still on that mini Ford kick, and I got sidetracked because the Scouts, they're coming out with Scouts in 28, but they're going to be electric. But they're really cool looking. I don't know if you guys seen any of there's some videos out there with the what's the name of that? What the prototype of the new Scout. And they say they're going to have it with a 4-cylinder engine that will extend your battery life, but it is going to be an electric car.
Hey, too, babe.
Yo, too, babe, what's going on? But they are really cool. But I started looking at, the old Harvesters and stuff. So I was on that kick this week. But anyway, when I was looking at the Fords, I did save one I wanted to show you guys. It's I think it's in Virginia when I found. And it's because let's face it, I would love to have a Fairlane, but ain't no way my budget can afford a 64 Fairlane.
Hey, Tim
So
Windsor.
I've been looking at the comments, and I'll tell you guys what, man. There's this cool comment. Let's see if I can find it. I know it's here. Thought I saved it, but it's a 64 Comet, and they straight axled it, so it's a gasser. I thought it was cool.
That's when 6 degrees is too cold. 6 is way too cold. That was our temperatures a couple weeks ago.
My phone is running real slow, so we'll see if it comes up. Sometimes, like I said, when we live stream, it's not like when we used to have the Comcast. My phone won't. Like my phone's just sitting here just spinning. I will say that about
I thought it
Comcast.
was
Their
nice
internet
out.
is a lot faster than.
Hey, Turlo made it too. Look.
Turlo, what's going on? All my old buddies are showing up. What's happening, man? Thanks for coming in. Yes, it's a Mercury. It's still in the Ford family. I mean, we could do the schematics one, but
What is that?
I wish I could show you guys, but my phone is not working.
Semantics?
Semantics, that's the word. See, Kim knows the words I'm looking for, but she won't give me a break. Let me try to. I'll try to restart the phone, but like I say,
Hey,
sometimes
Joe,
when we're live
thanks.
streaming,
Hey, out of order.
I can't get any.
Hey, Randy.
Now my phone won't even turn on.
Out
Yo, Randy Ryan, what's happening, brother?
of
Thanks for
order
coming
has
in.
his old name tonight.
Yo, thanks. Huh?
Out of order has his old name tonight.
Okay. Hmm. You know what else? Larry put in on Facebook. A guy in a
Hey,
group
Don.
found found a Don Garlett's tack, and he got it at a flea market or something that he was at. $75. You believe that? Man, that minimum they're 350, $400. How did he get it for 75
Hey,
bucks?
Chaz.
How comes I never find a deal like that?
Because you don't go to flea markets?
Well, I guess that could be it. But when was the last time there was a car flea market?
How do you know it was a car flea market? It could have just been a flea market.
It's really nice too. If I could get my phone to work, I'd show you guys. But I can't get my phone to work. Sometimes it just won't. Whenever we're live streaming, it just won't work anymore. Got to admit that, like I said, the Comcast internet was a lot better than the Verizon internet.
You want to change it back? You're doing it. I'm not.
I'm not saying change back. I'm just saying I'm being honest about it. It's just a fact. And we never had any too much stuff playing at once when we had a Comcast.
We had connectivity issues all the time.
That
live
was me.
stream
That was
would-
me and my technical difficulties.
The live stream would just circle.
I'll tell you what I could try to do is I could try to turn. Let me try to turn the Wi-Fi off. Sometimes when you turn the Wi-Fi off, you get lucky. We'll see if that works. There it is. Let me see if I get it to come up. That's a pretty nice car. He wants 18,000. I think 18,500 for it. Nice little straight X. It's got a 302. It's a 4-speed car. But I mean, if you're in the gassers and and you don't got a ton of money, that's not bad. You could probably beat him up a couple grand. I don't know. He's not asking an unfair price for it, but you always got to try to do a little bit better. But hey, 18.5, that ain't terrible for that car. That's a pretty cool car. But it's not exactly like I wouldn't get it because it's not, I'm looking for like a Thunderbolt, but or a clone or what of sorts. If we would take one of those headlights out, obviously the tail light tray's way different, but they're similar to the Fairlanes. That's like a poor man's Thunderbolt, right?
That's a great car for me.
Yeah, I don't think Kim would enjoy driving a straight axle. Like I said, I don't know how much longer I want to drive that gasser. They're tough, man. straight axle cars are not easy to handle on the road, man. It's you got to hold on, dude. Mm.
Chad saw that car on his Facebook.
Oh, you saw that one? All right. Yeah, that's what I say. I'm always on marketplace looking, Chaz. You know, it's like when just because we're not doing all the car stuff right now, we're going to be doing it in a couple weeks, and you're never not looking. I'm always looking. You
I
know,
guess it was Facebook Marketplace one.
yeah, it was Facebook Marketplace one, and it's in Manassas, Virginia. Manassas, Virginia. And I think he had this listing up. He took it down and put it back up. And the seller has a couple other cool cars. He has a four-door station wagon, a Falcon. I think it's 64. And he wants 4 grand for that, but it looks a little rough.
There you go. It's only an hour from Chaz.
Okay. Jazz, I can see you in it, man. If you want a gasser, there you go. You can tinker with that. But like I say, I like looking at stuff. And there was a Blazer I was looking at. There was a lot of good deals today. A lot of stuff. A lot of people are starting to get a little more reasonable with the pricing. I don't know if I saved that one. I swore yes, I did save it. But this was a good looking Blazer. There it is. He just got it running there. It's just a little Chevy 350. It's not all roached out. He wants 14 grand for it. It's not all roached out, and it has brand new interior in it. So I think it's an 86.
Now that's a car for me, Randy.
Yeah, Kim likes this kind of stuff. Kim would love like a Blazer or a Bronco or something, and we'll eventually get something. But look, I mean, the guy did a nice job. He put all new seat covers on it. But it's like what's under the seat covers? You'd have to crawl around it a little bit, and I probably would want to modernize the motor for that. You know, it's got a little Chevy 350 in it, carbureted, and it's got headers, so it's going to be loud. It's going to be a loud car. Well, matter of fact, the first, I think the first picture was it running. It's a video of it running. Oh, yeah, typical 350. Not too awful loud, but you know how videos go. Videos don't really do the volume any justice. But anyway, that was a long way around the story to tell you guys that I was hot on Scouts right now, just because I seen them electric ones. You know, they were made mostly like I learned a little bit about them. They were mostly 4 cylinders. They came from the factory. They had like I think it was 92 or 94 horsepower. But you know, all that low end torque, they'd go in the woods pretty good, I guess. Absolutely, David. I'll try to keep up with you, man. I'll do the best I can.
Don was a juvenile delinquent.
Huh?
Don was a juvenile delinquent.
We all were, Don. my my buddy Matt had well, his parents, him and his brother shared a couple. They had a Firebird. It was a nice one. It was like an '86 they shared. But then you know, and Matt wanted to get the four-wheeler running. They had a 1970 GMC Jimmy, you know, with the double headlights in the front, and it was roached out with like rot and stuff. But his dad used to use it for like a hunting truck, and they had like the field we used to party in, you know. But the starter went on it. So Matt had me out there one day and we put a starter in it. He got it insured and we started driving and using that. Well, no, I was just a passenger, but he was driving and using that for a while. One night we were out in it, the gas tank straps rusted and and we just filled the tank up. We were going to go four-wheeling and gas tank fell on the ground. The fire department had to come. What are you gonna do? But it lasted a year or two, you know. That was a cool truck, but they rotted out. But that and if you got one that ain't all roached out, they're worth a few bucks now. Uh-oh. Don knows some guys local that has some tri-fi stuff for you. There you go, Randy. Hot tip. Okay. I think once you have tri-fives, you find out who has the parts in your area. Like Jay's like 10 minutes away for his one shop, but he is a little further away because he wants to work out of his house shop most of the time now. And that's like 35 minutes away, but it still ain't too bad. But he generally has everything you want. If you don't have it at one shop, he'll just tell you you have to come next weekend and he'll go get it and have it there for you. Once in a while, he'll meet you at the other shop. But generally, I think he just likes to keep his stuff at the other shop because he got rid of the one building. Now he's just down to one building there, and I think he keeps most of his inventory that he takes with him to Carlisle. He keeps his Carlisle trailer and all of his inventory there for that. And he told me he had got himself a couple of those shipping containers. He was putting all his body parts and stuff in, the hoods and all the fenders and everything he had. He's got like so many that stacks. He always says he's going to slow down, and then oh, I got to slow down, and then you go down there. He's got another new car. He went and got not new car. He went and found another one, and he has at the house, and he's inventorying it and getting ready to list it. He still has that. He still has that coral one that hard top with the and it
Hey,
had like,
Becky.
"Hey, Becky, I hope you're feeling better." Becky had the flu. I think it was the
Everybody's
flu.
getting
You
sick.
said it was the flu, right? Or was it, because I was worried for you because, that walking pneumonia stuff's going around. Yeah, but, Jay still has that 55, and it has, like, that Continental kit on it, and it has the visor on the front. It's really cool, but, I mean, 15K, and I don't have the room, or I'd have thought about it. Because the coral, it's that coral and gray, so it's got cool colors. It's definitely I wouldn't wanna have it painted. I would try to, patina that one.
Hey, Chris is here.
Chris is in the house. What's going on, brother? Hubie, what's up?
Hey, Hubie.
I was teasing Hubie, he put on the oh, man. Let's all have a sip. Ah, really? I didn't see that one, but I'll have to check into it. Starting to jump a little bit. Uh-oh. I'm not doing anything right now, Dan. I'm a giant baby. It's too cold, and I've been remodeling my basement, but I am gonna start back up probably here in the next week.
You better get the basement finished first.
I do. Yes, she wants me to put the tile down on the floor, and then I'll go back out in the shop. I think we'll start on that this weekend. We'll give it a shot anyway. I saw that. You had a little bit going on with that Monte Carlo. I like that Monte Carlo. I almost had. I was telling Kim I almost had one of those. I was 16 and I was in Texas, and it was white, and it had houndstooth interior. It was really cool. Houndstooth interiors from the factory, 1970.
Hey, Eddie.
And I was a bagger at the Kroger grocery store, and I was putting the stuff in the car, and I was just telling the lady how much I liked it. She's like, "Oh, it's for sale."
I
So
think
I
you
told
just
my
told this
dad,
story.
huh?
I think you just told this
Did
story.
I tell the story in here? I thought I just told you. I didn't know I told this. Did I tell you guys?
Yeah.
I'm sorry for repeating it. I don't maybe Dan didn't hear it, but my father would not let me drive it from Texas to Pennsylvania by myself, and he wouldn't go. I had my own money to buy it and everything. I was only 16, and he said no. He didn't. I guess he didn't want to drive. He couldn't, or whatever, from Texas to Pennsylvania because I lived with my mother because my parents were divorced. So I didn't get it, but I still remember that car. I liked it a lot. No rust, Texas car. So that green one reminds me a lot of it. Yes, they're very cool. Yes, the gentleman. That's just like the Rivieras, like the late '60 Rivieras with the hideaway lights, the gentleman's hot rods. There was one that my buddy got. He got it from these people. Unfortunately, their son had passed away, and it was a low mile one, and it had a tachometer in the dash. It had the 454. I want to say it was a 70 or a 71. I can't remember, and it was a big block car, and it had a tachometer in the dash. It was supposed to be kind of rare. You Chevy guys like Don, you might know, Dan, you might know, but my one buddy back home got that. I was like 17 when he got that, and it was just like it was sitting for years. There you go. Chaz knows all the bigger boat cars. He knows. Look, the '65 Riviera is the one that had the one to have. There you go, man.
A Cutlass. Didn't you like Cutlasses?
Yes, I'm a very big. I love cutlasses. I mean, obviously, I'd love to have an HO, but we ain't got that kind of money. I would take one of those SEs and clone it up just nice. There was one that used to roll around my town. It was like a light blue and it had white interior and it was convertible. It was a nice car. It probably was, Don. I couldn't tell. It's been so many years, and I only seen the car once, maybe twice. But it had a built-in tack. It had the 454. The guy practically stole it. His parents gave him a real good. The man that passed away, his parents that had the car gave the guy a real nice deal. I think it was a friend of a family kind of a deal. They just wanted it gone. And plus, that was we're back in the '80s when you could get stuff, and it didn't cost a bazillion dollars. Didn't hold the kind of values that they have now. I think everybody is. It's cold. We're not tough skinned like you Canadian guys that'll go out there and I'm just trying to get my house put back together. To be truthful, I'll get back to it.
Don't lie. You're just being lazy.
I am a little lazy too. That we're being fair. That is fair. I am. Because I could be doing more in the basement too, but I've been getting spoiled lately. Kim's been spoiling me lately. She's been feeding me good food and everything. Although she made me cook today, but she only got grilled cheese out of me. Absolutely. But ain't none of my junk for sale, man. I'm just playing with my stuff. I'll get back to it. I still have to figure out what's going. One thing that's haunting me with the Nova, I don't know what's wrong with the rear because of the guy changed the rear. You guys know the story. The car fell on him, blah, blah, blah. But he put new springs on there. I don't think they're the right springs. I think I told you guys this where the pin is for the spring. When you sandwich it down into the rubber, it was like smashed into the rubber and it's like 1 inch in front of where it's supposed to be. So I think I might have to buy another set of springs. I was gonna look and see and make sure they're not backwards, but I don't think you can switch the bushings. I don't think they can be put in backwards. I think it had a mono from the factory, spring, and the guy put the Camaro rear in it because that was his big selling point. "It's got a Camaro rear." "Yeah, but none of the hardware's right." I saw that right away. It didn't have the T-bolt. Excuse me, it just had 4, I think, grade 5 bolts. I don't even think they're 8s, they're 5s. So I bought all the right hardware, but I ain't gonna even bother putting that on there until I make sure that it's the right set of springs. Because if you put the rear where the pins are, in the hole for the uh, for the perch, the tires almost hit the front of the wheel well. So I don't know what's going on, and it kind of makes you paranoid when you change all that sheet metal. I mean, we put those frame rails and everything in there. It's like makes you think. Go back and you measure 30 times, everything's still right, but I don't know. Like I say, and I still don't know what's going on with that driver's side quarter. We'll figure it out. If it don't work, we'll cut it and make it fit.
Yep. One, grilled cheese, but I like poor possum's dinner better. That sounds good.
What do you have?
Deer cube steak, mashed potatoes, and onion gravy with green beans.
Yeah, see, he likes to cook these big fancy meals and take pictures of them on Facebook.
Yeah, well, that sounds better than grilled
Rick
cheese.
eats good. You can tell Rick eats good. I'm still losing weight. I'm skinny as a rail right now, man. I might have to go off that medicine they put me on. It's making me too skinny.
It, fe-
Eddie, what's up, man?
it
Huh?
Don says it feels like it's been teen the low 20s for 3 months.
Yeah,
It
and it's
does
the
feel like
wind.
that.
It's the wind. It's not even the cold. It's the wind. I don't know. I don't know.
Dan, they're all quick projects when he brings them home. They're all quick.
I
Yeah, I'm
know.
going to turn this around real quick. Every project that he does is going to be
I
turned
was
around
going to
real
do
quick.
that 55 really fast. It took me 6 years. Well, 5, I guess, because I wasn't really serious the first year. And that's when I did most of the stuff. It's like I still kick myself. I didn't start videos then. I just have pictures when I put the floor in and I put the inside quarters in. I had that car completely apart, man. I built that whole coach. I should have videoed it. You live and you learn, you know. And every time I take that car out, it don't matter
It's
where
a
I take
dry
it.
wind.
Somebody, is it for sale? You want to sell it? No, I don't want to sell it. I just put it together.
I heard him PPSS.
You heard me what?
He said, "Hey Jeff, you hear BW say I was fat?"
Well, I don't want to say you're chunky, man. I shouldn't say that. You can beat me up, man. I'm really thin. I couldn't. I tell you, I got to be careful right now. I don't want to be back talking nobody. I'm shriveling up. I'm an old man now. Hmm. Well, I appreciate it, Kevin. That's cool, man. That's and the Nova's going to get there too, man. But I got this itch. I'm going to end up scratching. We're going to have a Bronco or a Blazer here coming up pretty soon. We're going to have to. We're going to have
Chris
to.
has an Impala for sale near him.
Who?
Chris.
Oh yeah,
That's not too far.
60s. There's one down at that junkyard. I got that. I still got that hood. I wonder when my brother's going to come get that hood for that Suburban of his. That's still out there in the shed. I don't care. It's like I'm not cutting grass. It's not in my way right now. But I just thought of that. I'm like, man, we went and got that a couple months ago because there's an Impala down at that, or there was one down at that junkyard I was at. They had it pushed off to the side to sell. You're a handsome man, Rick. You're a very handsome man. I think I want something that's not roached out this time, Chris. I appreciate it, man, but I think I want to do some different stuff. I want to do some like suspension stuff. Like I had fun putting the suspension in the gasser and stuff like that. I want to do something different. I'm tired of welding all the time. I weld at work. I come home and I weld. It's time to do something else. Quarter patches or something, sure, why not? But getting too crazy, putting floors in and stuff like that. I mean, look at all that stuff we did on that Nova. It's still just sitting there all roached out. We still got a ways to go. That's exactly right, Don. It's like it's nonstop. It's like I took the trunk out, so I'm like, well, now I got to put brand new frame rails in, and it's not as big a deal as you would think it is to put the frame rails in. Once you like, I found them directions on the computer, and it was like that was a godsend. If I didn't have them directions, I don't know how I'd have figured that out just right. because I tried making a jig in the back, and it like then I had to cut that off because I couldn't get the floor to go up in there. I needed to like pull things apart. But I found them directions, and Kim printed them out for me. That was it. That was perfect. I mean, it took me a minute to find all the measuring points, but they explained it perfect. If anybody's ever doing that, man, that's where you look. You make an X pattern. I had probably every tape measure I ever owned out there. One going each way, one going across. They give you every measurement, every single one. So you can't be wrong when every measurement's right.
It's time.
Is it? Oh man, it is. Let me look on the phone here. Okay. So you guys know the routine. We'll go 50 through 100, 50 through 100
51 through 100.
for the bumper sticker. Go. Everybody got to have a BW Garage bumper sticker by now. Come on, guys. We're flying along. They're around it.
There it is. Joe, thanks.
Joe, thanks. Joe, thanks. Number 81. You guys were around it. Joe,
Two
thanks.
Babe said 82.
There it is. Kim sent me that at 8:53. So, and what time is it now, hon? It's 9:01. So there you go. Joe, thanks. I'll get that in the mail to you, brother. Good job, man. That works out great. Oh, there's Glenn. What's going on, brother? How you making out, man? Yeah, I can't decide if I'm hot or if I'm cold.
It's warm in here.
Yeah, I'm taking my Kim had the fan on a while ago. I had to put my jacket on. Now I start getting warm. Then I take it off.
Well, Joe, pick somebody who wants it.
You have that one?
He has it.
Let me ask you this before you go doing that. I still have these ones, Joe. You have the one with Fill the Bucket on there. You got this one with the little guy on it. You got this one too. Then you can give it away.
Send it to Dee Dee's Speed Shop.
Huh?
Randy said send it to Dee Dee's Speed Shop.
Yeah. I'll send Dan one. I have to get his new address. I don't have his new address. Is it on your website, Dan?
Joe doesn't have that one, so send Joe that one.
All right, I'll send you the one with the little guy on it, Joe. Yeah. I still got a pile of them. I just got the other pile and I switched it up because a lot of people have this one. Since you ain't got this one, I'll send you this one. Put it over there on the mail pile.
Chris has a 71 Camaro race car for project.
What, that yellow one? That's a pretty cool car. You know, Chris, that Joe Whitaker, that does all the Tri-5, the new sheet metal for Real Deal Steel. They make full bodies for those now. 70 the Gen 2 Camaros. I guess they're basically all the same from 70 through what 80, 81. But they make the full bodies for them now. They got in demand. You know, like 2 years ago, he went to the SEMA and somebody stole the trailer with the very first prototype on it. And so they didn't get to show it, or it was either that or it got stolen right after the show. And you know, they found it, but it was like a week. I think it was a week. I think they found it. They found his trailer anyway, but it was like a week later or 2 weeks later. But anyway, long story short, they make full bodies for those now.
Kevin, put your bumper
sticker.
Kevin put your bumper sticker on the 98 Chevy and told his grandson that it had to stay on there.
That's pretty cool, man. Thanks, buddy. That's pretty cool.
Oh, he's got all the welding done on it. Chris does.
Really?
I like the 70, 73 Camaros too, Randy. They're pretty cool cars. Bye, 2 Babe.
All right, 2 Babe. Take it easy, brother. I wish I had a bigger garage. I might snatch that from you, Chris, because that's a nice car. That's a nice project, man. It's a race car, you know. Throw an engine in it and go racing. I think if I'm remembering right, it's been a couple weeks, maybe a month, but it didn't have a cage in it or partial cage in it.
I don't think he's seen that, Don. If he has, he hasn't told me about it. Usually he tells me about stuff like that.
I've heard them doing that, Don. I've not seen it. I might have to go on. Somebody's probably done it on YouTube. I'm going to go look because I have heard about that.
There you go. Chris said real race car, 500-point cage.
Okay. Oh, the if I can get my hands on a helmet, we could go to Maple Grove on next this month. I saved the email just on the outside chance. Even if you don't want to go, maybe I can get Guy to go. If I can get my hands on a helmet, they got the burgers and burnouts at Maple Grove, February 23rd. So they got street cars. If you want to drive in the streetcar division, you have to drive there. So I could theoretically drive the gasser there, and then they have the race car one, but I think that's eighth mile, and um, there's no way I'm in the 9 or 10 second range. I would just go just to burn the tires off.
My God, it would cost $200 in gas just to get there.
It would cost a couple $100 in gas to get there and back. So I mean, but Guy's got the trailer, so I could pull it up there, and we could go play for the day. I was thinking about it. I was thinking about asking him the 23rd of February. It's a reason to get the car out. But the track's no prep. I've never had it on the track. I could go there and they could say, "You ain't putting that thing on the track." I don't know. What do I know? I just show up with a helmet and ask them if I can go go for a ride. Because I ain't no race car driver, man. Everybody's always like, "Well, how many seconds?" I don't know. I don't know. I wish I did know, but I don't. It's like I'd have to bring the timing light. We'd have to jack the timing way up on it. I even have a brand new set of spark plugs, get that thing to where it's Torp, I'm going to tell you right now. I've attempted a couple of times. I can only get the tires to spin around a couple times. That's the truth. That those tires that are on that car right now are almost 32 inches. They're very big tires, and I got those ladder bars on there. And I'm telling you, I tacked it up and I cut it down, let it loose. It grabs right away. The front tires almost pick up. It just grabs. I remember when I was building the car, this hillbilly at work, "You'll never get that car to hook up." I can't get it not to hook up. It straight
Hey,
hooks.
big job.
A big job. And that's the truth. That's the Bible truth. I will try again. I'll even put a camera out there and let you guys watch. I tried a couple times. I can get it going a little bit, but it hooks up really quick.
You have to go through a water box, he said.
Well, you know what? You're probably right. I bet you if we did wet the tires down, we could probably get them going a little bit. I mean, there's plenty of horsepower. It's an honest 500. We put it on the dyno. We know what it is. It's not no crazy 800,000 horsepower car like some of these guys got. It's 500, but it's got the 456 gears in it. So, and it should do what it's supposed to do. Maybe we wet the tires down it. You might be right, but I have those drag radials on it, and they're really tall tires, and I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if we wet them, you might be right. But I got those 6-foot ladder bars, 5.5 foot, 6 foot. John Tinberg, give me those ladder bars. It straight hooks. It hooks right up. The one time I tried it, I was coming out of Creek Road, turning up on Dutton Mill Road, and I said there
Oh,
was
water,
nobody there, and I cut
water.
it loose. Man, I'm telling you, if them front tires didn't come off the ground, they were real close to coming off
Hey,
the ground
Desert
because that
Rat.
the front end picked right up. It wouldn't grab. It just went. It just grabbed and went. Well, what do you got? What rears in that, Rick? Isn't that like 342s or something in there? You got something like that? Because my old Camaro, it had like 342s or something in it, and I could smoke first, second, and part of third, no problem, no problem. It had
Yeah.
the Super T10 4 transmission in it, and that little Chevy 350. I could
Yeah.
rev that thing way up and cut it loose, and I could burn the tires right to the rims if I wanted to. 373s, okay.
You go. Yes.
Now is that an original rear? Is that an original rear in there? Because I remember that. I think that's the ratio most of the Tri Fives came with, right? They were like 373s. There was like three different ratios, right? Don would know what's the ratios those things were that came with the. I know the automatic and the standard had two different ratio rears. And we're gonna have to count on the one that's out in the shop, the Nova out in the shop. Like I said, I have no idea what
Chris
that
Gray
rear
said
is.
3.08 Nova.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to him. I said I have no idea what it is in the Nova. We'll have to turn it and count, do all that stuff. Yeah, see, there you go. Hubie knows 355 power glide, 373 with the 3-speed, 411 with the an OD. There you go. That's exactly right, Hubie. I remember. I think it was Jay told me that one time we were talking. Jay, Jay's very knowledgeable with all that stuff. And he was telling me. I think it was Jay.
There you
I'm
go.
pretty
Robbie
thick, but
told
I
you.
try to listen. I try to learn stuff. I just forget things.
Robbie told you how to figure it out. Divide the pinion into the ring gear.
Yes. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, David. I'm working on it. I'm almost out. I might have to grab my. Kim's gonna have to go get me my emergency beer. I'm gonna need my emergency beer, hon. Absolutely, brother. I love those things. I told you about that. I think when I told all you guys, them 3-speeds. Dan has it in his one of his nomads, the one nomad. Those threes on the trees are fun. I'll never forget I loved watching my mom drive that one that was like a 78, that short bed van, watching her drive that thing. It was hilarious, man. She was, as Kim, my mom was 4'11", weighed about 90 pounds, and her feet were this big. And watching her drive that 351 Cleveland van, it had a 351 Cleveland in it. It wasn't a Windsor. The motor was swapped out. It was a Cleveland. Watching her drive that thing was hilarious. She smoked those Salem cigarettes, Salem 100 cigarettes, and that ash would be that long. Watching that cigarette hang out of her mouth while she's pounding that three on a tree. All right, that's it for the highball. We're on to the beer. Yes, high life. Back to the regular. Good old
Jay's friends with Hubie's buddy, Tom.
What's this, hon?
Jay's,
okay, Jay and okay. Yeah, Jay knows a lot of people in that, and them guys. They're either thick as thieves or they're wow that guy. Yeah. Jay been doing that whole part stuff for a lot of years, man. He was telling me from, the early, I think it was the early 70s, he said he started. Might have been even earlier than that.
I'll tell you right now, Deseret, he has not.
I've not, and I'm not. I would normally I'd be ashamed, but I'm really not because, like I said, I got that stuff to do that I'm doing in the house, and it's like when I jump back on that car, it's going to go pretty quick. It's like because as soon as the taillight tray goes in, while I'm putting that in, I'm going to order the filler piece for the back. Here's one thing I'm going to do too, fellas. I'm going to put the old trunk lid back on. And I'm going to tell you why. I watched on Dan's when he was doing this, when he was doing that Camaro, and it's the same thing's true for these Novas. I have that brand new trunk uh, lid, and it don't fit right. It's kind of roundy, you know, and I want to put the old trunk lid back on before I take that taillight tray out. And
Hey,
then
Larry and
and then
Angie.
and when I take the taillight tray out, I'll have the old deck lid on there, kind of line stuff up. Because even though the driver's side quarter's been butchered and it's not close to right, at least the top of it is. And I'm gonna do, and I need the old deck lid in there because for the filler piece too, between the package tray and for the gutter of the trunk. So I'm gonna put the old deck lid back on there just to get everything lined up. And I may end up just patching it and using it because, like I said, it doesn't fit the way you think they would fit. They don't fit right. So
He needs to finish the floor, big job.
yeah, I got to finish the floor. I hate tile, and it's like I had to break up 2 rows of tile for them to break up the basement floor. So it is what it is.
He did put up the blind on the door.
Yeah, we're close. We're close. See, here's the one thing too. Right by the door for the outside entrance for the basement door, there's the pipes for the bathroom, and our pipes ain't the newest. There's the 220 line that goes for the air conditioner, and the 220 line that goes for the garage. None of them, the hole was not drilled for any of them to go through the joist, so they're all on the bottom of the joist. And I hate covering stuff up like that. You're really not supposed to, but it's just the staple uh, tiles. So, and I know where they are. So if the pipes leak, they're really cheap. They're the 12 by 12s. They're cheap. They, I know everything's there. But if I croaked, I don't want somebody else to put a screw in there and end up zapping themselves. So I'm thinking about just putting like a piece of blind stuff there that you could Velcro down. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if
I
I'm
told him
explaining.
just to not forget the tile and just do laminate floor. Big job.
I'm thinking about it. The tile floor is tough.
He's been thinking about it for 2 weeks now.
I think for a while, but my tile, I really like my tile. The tile that we have down there, I like it a lot, and I'm only missing 2 rows.
You can't box it into it because the door opens there.
The door opens there. You can't do it.
We
It sucks.
are
The door is right there, and it swings open to the wrong side. The toilet pipe for the outside comes through right there. It's a giant mess. It's a mess.
we are outside of Philadelphia, Angie.
Yeah, right outside of Philly, Angie. We're like near the Delaware state line. We're in Pennsylvania, but we're by the Delaware state line. We're real close. They are. That my whole upstairs is that David, the laminate flooring, and we did my son's whole house upstairs and downstairs with the laminate flooring. It's quick. It's nice. I may
Oh
just
no, Kevin, the second biggest snow. No, no more snow. So Chris says, right in the dust of your project card, have people guess when the last time you wrenched on it. That's a good short challenge. There you go.
that is a good short. Nah, we're gonna jump back on it, man.
Hey, Lewis.
When I start doing stuff, yo, Lewis, what's up, man?
82. Robbie, you're just rubbing it in now.
You did tell me, Lewis, and it's Kim can't wait. It's like I like the Eagles. I like them a lot, but I'm a Steeler guy. I'm from Pittsburgh, but I don't. They may never go again, so I'm going to enjoy the Eagles Super Bowl with Kim. We'll see what happens. All things equal, I just don't see how the Eagle. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody does. But I can't see how the Eagles lose. And that's not a bias because like I said, I'm a Steeler guy. Kim's an Eagle guy, but it's like that defense is just incredible. They're incredible. Don't let my buddy Mike, he'll never let me hear the end of it. I was telling him how terrible they were the first 4 weeks. But I mean, you watch them guys, they're unbelievable. That Blankenship guy and all that, man, that's a good defense. But Kansas City got a good defense too, so we'll see. We'll see.
What's your pick?
That's my pick. I picked the Eagles. I think the Eagles win by 10.
That's a lot. Nobody's saying 10.
I
Either way, nobody's saying 10.
I don't care what anybody else says. I say the Eagles win by 10. I just it's like if Barkley don't get hurt and he plays like he's been playing and that defense plays like they've been playing, all you got to do is keep Mahomes off the field. 10-minute drives, 8, 7, 9, 10-minute drives. You guys know
I'll
the
take a
drill.
30-second drive as long as they do it like 10 times.
But you guys know how it's going to be. It's going to be one of those high. I've been wrong on everything this year, so I don't want to predict too much.
Yeah, why don't you pick the Chiefs?
Huh?
Why don't you pick the Chiefs?
You want me to pick the Chiefs for you, hon?
Well, you're like George from Seinfeld.
I didn't hit any pools this year. I didn't hit nothing this
year. Do the opposite.
Do the opposite. I'll be Costanza. Can't stand you. I hear you, Don. I think everybody is. Probably not, Lewis. Robbie's always the man. He's on top of stuff, man.
He's got 6 extra players on the field, though, Don. They wear black and white.
Well, they were talking about changing the stripes to red and white. There's a lot of people feel that way about the Chiefs. They seem like they get every single call. The NFL's like, no, it's all legit. Well, it kind of seems like they get every single call. And they have to do something about these quarterbacks, especially Mahomes, fake sliding and then running again. What is the defender supposed to do? If you level him, you're getting a flag. If he looks like he's going to slide and you back off, then he jukes and goes. That's not fair. That is not fair. So they got to figure something out there. They got to even it up.
What the heck was that?
It's Google telling me I need to do the password thing for my Jed Clampett internet accounts. I don't feel like doing it.
Robbie's getting everybody drunk tonight. Take a sip.
Absolutely, man. All right, we'll take more sips. Everybody that wants to take a sip, take a sip. Look, what's your name? Chaz is in here. He's got his little guy. Chaz can make you guys.
There he
Chaz,
is.
Chaz just did it. Chaz can get you guys to take a sip too. See, now Dan got me feeling bad. I better go out and work on that Nova maybe in a week or two. I think about it all the time. Like I said, that rear's haunting me, and the springs on that rear where the pin is, it's not right. And the two biggest problems with that Nova are from the previous owner playing with it. He tried changing the rear when he lost the battle with that. And now I got to try to figure that out. And that quarter is just, I,
PPSS, that's a crazy story.
huh?
PPSS said, we pulled the motor out of a buddy's dad's truck to put in a Maverick so we could cruise the mall one Friday night. Had to put it back before he went to work. He told his dad it was his fault because he wouldn't let us use the truck.
I could picture it. We did that. Like I said, I cut my thumb in half at one time with my buddies. He had that Pontiac. What was it? The Grand Prix. He had the '79 Grand Prix. It had a 301 in it, and this guy Rick Eith crashed his Trans Am and it had the 403 in it. So we took the 403 and we put it in the Grand Prix, and it was cracked. The block was cracked. We had to take it back out and put the 301 back in. We did it in a day and a half. I don't even know if it was that long, but we were really tired, and that's when I cut my thumb in half with a dull knife trying to make the radiator hose fit. Because we adapted the old radiator hose, and then it wouldn't fit back on, so we had to cut another hose off of something else to try to make it fit. And that's when I cut my thumb. My mom was so mad. They had to call and wake her up. It was like 3:00 in the morning. What's he doing at the hospital?
There you go, Hubie. We'll just watch. Everybody watch Dan work.
Radiator. Where's Becky at? It was the radiator. That's right, man. You know, we all did stupid stuff when we were kids with cars, man. You guys know how it is. I don't know. Garage. Yeah, I like the way Dan says garage. He's got that Canadian twang to it. All right, Don, take it easy, brother.
Hi,
Thanks
Don.
for coming in. Hey, we better get ready to wrap it up for ourselves. We got like 3 minutes left. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you coming in, man. Always a fun time. There you go, Eddie. Am I doing it right? I hear you, Angie. I think we all do. I still get in trouble. Kim has to pretend like she's almost my mom sometimes. She yells at me almost as much as my mom used to. My mom used to yell at me a lot. Can you tell? All right, Bill Johansson. Thanks for coming in, man. Nice to see some new faces in here. Very cool. That's true. That is true. And sometimes you got to learn things twice to work or more. Or it didn't hurt enough, so you do it again. Yeah. You got that right, Robbie. Right upside the head.
I just told him that tonight, Robbie. I'll smack him upside the head.
She's always threatening me. See, she threatened me with violence. You guys believe that stuff? Hmm.
Another one, Robbie. Another one.
Yeah, we'll see. But it's been fun talking to you guys, man. It always is. You guys always make me laugh, man. We had a pretty good crowd tonight. Most of the guys was in here. Everybody showed up. Andy's
Hi,
dog
Kevin.
house
Tell
showed
Kim
up.
hello.
Turlo came in for a bit. Dan even stopped by. We had a pretty good crowd. I think Dan just come in to break our stones for not working on our stuff. But that's all right, man. We'll get back to it. It's right there. It's like not even 100 yards away. We'll get right back to it. It's dirty though, man. It's pretty dirty out there. I am going to go out there this weekend at some point and try to start that gasser up. I can't let it sit anymore. I probably should go out there and put the battery charger when we get home from the market on it. Maybe we can get it to go. See if we can get that thing to light
Everybody
off.
have a great weekend.
Hey, man, it was been fun talking to you guys. I enjoy your company every week. I can't wait to talk to you next week. Do something fun. Come back in here and tell me all
Stay
about
warm.
it. All right. So until next week,
Except
take
you,
care,
Robbie. You're
everybody.
already going to be warm. All
Bye-bye.
right. Good night.